Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India News Hour, India's voice to the world. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj. Coming up in the next hour. Indian armed forces gave befitting reply to Pakistan misadventure last night after drone incursions and attempt to attack India at 26 locations along international border and LOC was thwarted. Blackout observed in multiple locations across the line of control and international border throughout the night in wake of Pakistani drone attacks. Civil flight operations at 32 airports across northern and western India suspended. 25 key air routes also closed. Government fact-checking unit swings into action to highlight and debunk misleading information on social and mainstream media to highlight false claims. India raises serious questions about the effectiveness of IMF assistance to Pakistan, says Pakistan continues to sponsor cross-border terrorism. And let's begin with big news coming in. The Indian Army on Friday gave a befitting reply to a series of coordinated attacks by the Pakistan along the western border, including the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir last night. India has destroyed a Pak drone launch pad, Pak post and terrorist launch pad from where tube-launched drones were also being launched has been destroyed by Indian Army near Jammu. And this is the big breaking that we are getting for you. The Indian Army gave a befitting reply to series of coordinated attacks by Pakistan along the western border, including the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir last night. India has been continuously thwarting every attempt made by Pakistan. And in a big breaking that we are getting for you on DD India, India has destroyed a Pak drone launch pad, Pak post and terrorist launch pad from where tube-launched drones were also being launched has been destroyed by Indian Army near Jammu. Every single attempt by Pakistan is being thwarted by India. Such is the capability of Indian armed forces. In fact, the fake propaganda that Pakistan is spreading is being checked by the PIB fact-check unit, which exposes Pakistan. And this is a big breaking news that we are getting for you this morning on DD India. The Indian Army gave a befitting reply to Pakistan and has destroyed a Pak drone launch pad. For all those viewers who have just tuned in to DD India, the Indian Army on Friday gave a befitting reply to a series of coordinated attacks by the Pakistan along the western border. And another news coming in, heavy mortar shelling by Pakistan, which was started early this morning at around 600 hours, continued and targeted civilian areas near the international border of Ramgarh sector of district Samba. BSF retaliating the same, no loss, and more details awaited. And in another news, The Indian Army, in fact, in another news coming in, heavy mortar shelling by Pakistan, which was started early this morning at around 600 hours, continued and targeted civilian areas near the international border of Ramgarh sector of district Samba. BSF retaliating the same, no loss. More details awaited. Heavy mortar shelling by Pakistan, which was started today early in the morning at around 600 hours, continued and targeted civilian areas near the IB of Ramgarh sector of district Samba. Border security force retaliated in the same manner. No loss was reported. After sound of huge explosion in the hills of Badarwa Valley, administration sounded red alert and orders were issued to close all the shops. People are advised to remain indoors. All right, and DD India's Vishal Beristo joins us live from Srinagar. Hi, Vishal. Heavy mortar shelling by Pakistan started around 600 hours, continued and targeted civilian areas near the IB of Ramgarh sector of district Samba. What is the latest that you're getting on this?
Well, a very good morning to you, Siddharth. In fact, I'm here in Srinagar, and Srinagar is in a very high state of alert. Let me tell you, very high state of alert. Shortly, the Indian Air Force would be telling us on all the retaliatory measures and also the offensive measures taken by the Indian Air Force. The Indian Air Force will be having a detailed press briefing in some time from now. But as I speak to you, Srinagar is in a high state of alert because of the misadventures of Pakistan. Yesterday, they targeted 26 different locations that were thwarted by the India's air defense and Army's air defense, and these locations continued from Kashmir to Gujarat. And this also included military bases both at Srinagar and at Avantipura. Both are military air bases. Along with that, Lalpur Jatta in Rajasthan, and also places in Jammu and Gujarat, along with Jaisalmer. Jaisalmer is also a military base, Barmer another military base. So these were the areas targeted, and the civilians have been particularly on the target of Pakistan shelling, both at the LOC IB and also in Firozpur. Last night a family had injuries because of this armed drone attacks. What we hear from the Indian Army and Indian Air Force, that people have been advised to stay indoors, to stay calm. The Indian security forces are on their job and they are safe and secure, but you have to follow the instructions. The instructions are loud and clear. The Indian Army, Indian Air Force, Indian security forces are with you. Just stand by them, just follow the instructions. This is what I'm getting from my sources in the security forces.
Okay, Vishal, can you also tell us about the advisories that have been issued, apart from the fact that people have been told to stay indoors?
Well, the advisory by the security forces, this includes the Army and Air Force, not to venture out unnecessarily, especially in and around the line of control and the international border. And people have also been asked to stay calm, not to panic here in Srinagar also, because Srinagar is also under attack of Pakistan, and Indian Air Force has retaliated to every attack by Pakistan, even at Srinagar and Avantipura. All their attacks have been thwarted. Indian Army and Indian Air Force are having an upper edge over Pakistan. We also are hearing that Indian Air Force and Indian Army, they have attacked Pakistan deep inside. But for the details, we need to wait for some more time. But as I speak to you, Srinagar is in a very high state of alert. Siddharth.
Srinagar is in a very high state of alert. Vishal, earlier this morning you told us that this is the first time that Srinagar, that attacks were attempted on Srinagar, which were thwarted by the Indian Armed Forces. Tell us more about it.
Well, absolutely. This was the first time. Last night, Pakistan tried to attack Srinagar and Avantipura, both military bases, and also the epicenter of the commercial activity here in Srinagar. 26 different locations which were attacked by Pakistan's armed drone that were thwarted. No casualty has been reported so far. As I speak to you, no injury or no casualty has been reported. I beg your pardon. And yes, the first time Srinagar also came under attack, but that was very successfully thwarted by our Army's air defense and also Indian Air Force air defense. But there is a very high state of alert, and Pakistan continues to attack. We will have to wait because India has done grave damages deep inside Pakistan territory. And in some time from now, though I have information, but being a public broadcaster, we are maintaining all caution because the news should come from the horse's mouth, and the officers are all prepared with a detailed information. So any kind of rumor should be avoided. Doordarshan, being the public broadcaster, is behaving in a responsible manner. We are following the instructions of the Indian Armed Forces, not filing reports on their, or not filing live reports on the army operations. But yes, Srinagar is in a very high state of alert. Last night we know that Indian Army and Indian Air Force went deep inside. Some of their launch pads, which were tube pads from which these drones were being launched, they are made in Turkey and with Chinese ammunition, the loitering munitions. The bases have been destroyed by the Indian Army. This I can say for sure. And videos have also been released for the benefit of our viewers. You've already put them on air. So everybody is with Indian Army. Everybody is with Indian Air Force, and we all stand united. This is not I'm talking about myself, but the people of Kashmir, the people of Jammu and Kashmir, they all stand united, and so does Ladakh.
Definitely, Vishal. People of Jammu and Kashmir stands united. And one point which you made right, Vishal, that Doordarshan is a public service broadcaster. We behave in a very responsible manner. Here, the news which you will get is absolutely correct and right, which means actual and factual news. We were talking about Pakistan, a state which harbors, which nurtures terrorism, which gives state funeral to the terrorists. They have tried several times after Operation Sindoor to attack, but our Indian armed forces are capable enough to retaliate and to thwart every attempt made by Pakistan. Our correspondent Vishal Beristo is in Srinagar. He told us earlier this morning that this is the first time that attacks were attempted on Srinagar, which was swiftly retaliated, which was thwarted in fact by the Indian armed forces. Such is the capability of the Indian armed forces. We have all the advanced technologies, we have everything to make sure that our country remains protected, and we are capable enough. And this time around, like I have always been saying, that India has said and has told loud and clear to Pakistan that enough is enough. We will not tolerate anything right after that. Vishal, one thing more I would like to ask you about the fake propaganda which Pakistan is spreading, and which the PIB fact check unit is actually exposing Pakistan in a very clear manner. I mean, they are taking pictures from some other...
Pakistan is known for fake narratives. Pakistan has always been doing it. And let me tell you that you spoke about the attack on Srinagar. Let me be very clear, and for the benefit of our viewers, after Operation Sindoor was launched, this is the second day in a row when Srinagar is under attack. But let me tell you that shortly we will also have details of the massive damage that Indian armed forces have done in Pakistan, and for that we have to wait. But as of now, the Army and Air Force both are on their vigil. We have a lot of information, but we are keeping it so that it comes from the official source. In the interest of the nation, let me tell you that India is having a very good position as far as this war against Pakistan is concerned, because it is Pakistan that has started it, and now they are escalating it. Time and again India has been warning Pakistan that the ball is in their court, so they have to decide. So far we have only retaliated, but if we are made we are forced, then India can go all out, and that would be disaster for Pakistan, and Pakistan authorities also know it very well. But the problem with Pakistan is they have a weak government. Like always they have a weak government. It is a banana republic. It has been controlled by Pakistan army. The ISI is the boss there. It is not the prime minister. Their prime minister goes to attend meetings there at the ISI headquarters. And when India attacked their terror camps deep inside, Pakistan was shaken to the core, and now it does not know how to react. So they are trying their misadventures with these armed drones, but Indian Army and Indian Air Force will definitely tell us how much damage Pakistan has suffered. Let me tell you that since 1948, this is not the first time, since 1948 Pakistan has always started it, but has always been forced to retreat, and Pakistan has suffered heavy damages. I'm talking about 48, when Pakistan started off with the misadventure in Kashmir. They told the world that that was a Kabaili attack, but definitely the Pakistan army people were in with the Kabailis, and the ID cards that were recovered in 1948. It revealed everything about the Pakistan's nefarious design. Then came 1965. Then came the decisive war of 1971, and eastern Pakistan became Bangladesh. Then came Siachen, and then Kargil. Every time Pakistan starts, and it has to bite its own foot.
Indeed.
For the details of the damages done by Indian Air Force and Indian Army,
yes,
we have to wait. I would request viewers to please wait, because a press conference is on the way. But let me tell you that no damage as far as loss of human life has resulted because of these attacks.
Okay.
Yes, there have been casualties on the international border, on the LOC, because of the ceasefire violation by the Pakistan army.
Okay.
Yesterday, the Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir, Manoj Sinha, he visited villages in the Uri sector. The Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, he went and visited, took stock of the situation there in Jammu Samba sector. Yes, there have been casualties, civil casualties. Pakistan has been attacking the civil areas also. Yesterday we saw how Pakistan was taking shield of the civil aviation and firing drones from there. India so far has restrained to any kind of that retaliation. But if forced, India has all right to protect its people and its territories.
You're absolutely right, Vishal. And Pakistan army, like you just mentioned, is a very weak army, Of course, it's a banana republic, like our correspondent just said, Vishal Baristo. We'll get back to Vishal Baristo, but right now, the news which we are getting for you is the drones have been sighted last night at 26 locations ranging from the Baramulla in north to Bhuj in the south, along both the international border and the line of control with Pakistan. These include suspected armed drones posing potential threats to civilian and military targets. The locations include Baramulla, Srinagar, Avantipura, Nagrota, Jammu, Ferozpur, Pathankot, Fazilka, Lalgarh, Jatta, Jaisalmer, Badmer, Bhuj, Kuarbet and Laki Nala. Regrettably, an armed drone targeted a civilian area in Ferozpur, resulting in severe injuries to members of a local family. The injured have been provided medical assistance and the area has been sanitized by security forces. The Indian Armed Forces are maintaining a high state of alert, and all such aerial threats are being tracked and engaged using counter-drone systems. The situation is under close and constant watch, and prompt action is being taken wherever necessary. Citizens, especially in border areas, are advised to remain indoors, limit unnecessary movement and strictly follow safety instructions issued by local authorities. While there is no need for panic, heightened vigilance and precaution are essential. All right. And DD India correspondent Akshay Dongre joins us on phone line. Hi, Akshay. Drones have been sighted last night at 26 locations. What updates do you have on this?
Well, Siddharth, if you talk about the situation, it remains tense, it remains fragile. And, while you were mentioning that Pakistani army is weak. We do know that if you compare it to the Indian army, it stands nowhere. However, it still remains a very, very dangerous force. It remains a very nefarious army that has been known to not only nurture terrorists but also launch attacks against countries as well. They have quite a lot of equipment that has been supplied by China to wreak havoc in across the world. So what we are seeing right now is an escalation by the Pakistani army that has to be taken very, very seriously. It has to be retaliated, and that is what the army is doing. Because one thing, if you know, in any conflict, you should never underestimate your adversary, and that is what the Indian army is also geared up to do, to take the Pakistan army and its nefarious design head on. So the situation is tense. We are hearing, tense reports from border areas, especially the LOC and the international border. But every attempt, almost every attempt by the Pakistani military to wreak havoc and to cause devastation is being thwarted very, very successfully. And in response, we are getting reports, those unverified, and we will wait for confirmation from our armed forces. But the initial reports are claiming that the Indian armed forces have hit several air bases of Pakistan. That includes the Noor Khan air base of Rawalpindi as well. That is what a misconception the Pakistani army has been spreading. If you recall the statement that was given by the defense minister of Pakistan, where he said that the earlier drones were not detected because the drones were wrecking for the locations of the air defense system, and that's why they did not want to expose themselves. However, how would you respond to the strikes that have happened once again in Lahore, in Rawalpindi, other Pakistani cities? Because that is what a delusion Pakistani military has been creating for its own public, but it stands exposed, and the Indian military is hitting Pakistani military and armed forces, especially those areas from where terrorists have been launched, drones have been launched in civilian areas, quite hard. Back to you, Siddharth.
Indeed, Akshay, I agree with you. I completely agree with you on the fact that what can you think of a state which is actually giving, like I said earlier as well, which is giving state funeral to terrorists.
Well, you would call that state, Siddharth, a terrorist state, a state that has nothing to lose, and perhaps these are kind of enemies you should be more prepared for, because a country that has little to nothing to lose will go all out as far as causing devastation is concerned, and that's why we will have to stand behind our armed forces at all times. But as of now, air superiority completely has been maintained by the Indian Air Force. All the attempts are getting thwarted, and the terror state of Pakistan is in fact being terrorized by the Indian armed forces.
Indeed, and Akshay, there has been some sort of advisory that has been issued that there is no need for panic, but you have to strictly follow, whatever is being said by the armed forces. But there is nothing to panic.
Of course, in these kind of situation, the entire country should come together and should, stand with the armed forces and obey the rules. Now, that is the biggest thing. You have to obey the rules. You have to, understand the advisories that are being issued, and you have to comply. Now, that is implemented on the entire country. That is applied on the entire country. Every citizen, every civilian who especially are living near the bordering areas should be absolutely careful while stepping out of their homes unnecessarily, and all the advisories that are being issued must be taken quite seriously by everywhere across the country.
Indeed, Akshay, I would like to go back to the presser yesterday by the Foreign Secretary of the Government of India, who said that Pakistan is actually trying to create a communal tension in the country, but the very fact is this about India is the unity of people and the kind of understanding they have, which the world actually looks at. Akshay, can you hear me? I think we are trying to reconnect with our correspondent Akshay Dongre, who is joining us from the phone line. We'll try to reconnect. Meanwhile, a complete blackout was put in force on Saturday in several districts of Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab and Gujarat as precautionary measure amid the attack by Pakistan. Jammu and Kashmir's Akhnur and Udhampur regions went dark on Saturday as explosions and sirens can be heard in the area. The Indian Army retaliated strongly in the Jammu sector in response to the drone attacks on Indian cities by Pakistan Army along the line of control and international border. A blackout was also enforced in Punjab's Jalandhar as some drones were reportedly spotted for some time. Local administration urged the civilians to remain calm and follow blackout protocol. Moreover, as a safety measure, a blackout was also imposed in villages of the Santalpur Taluka in Gujarat's Patan districts, which borders Pakistan. A complete blackout was put in force on Saturday in several districts of Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab and Gujarat as a precautionary measure amid the attack by Pakistan. All right, DD India's Meghna Dev is joining us live from Bhuj in Gujarat. Hi Meghna. A blackout was put in force in several areas, several states, including Gujarat. What's the latest that you have on this?
Yes, when we actually see, Siddharth, that yesterday, I am currently here in Bhuj, so the entire Kutch district did observe a blackout yesterday, and it was also observed day before yesterday. And yesterday it was said that the blackout will continue until further orders. So we'll have to see how long this continues. You know, when we actually see that Kutch has many villages near the border areas, and the whole region is very close to the border with Pakistan. But besides, what we also see is that other districts like Patan and Banaskantha, which share border with Pakistan, they have also observed a blackout in the Wau and Suigam taluka of Gujarat, which is in the Banaskantha district. Now these talukas are basically the border villages and which share border with Pakistan near the Nadabed border. They also did observe a blackout yesterday. Now what we also get to know from the villagers around the Kutch border, that they had sighted some drones last night, but we'll also have to wait for an official confirmation on how many drones were intercepted, engaged, and then retaliation was done by the forces. But we'll definitely have to see, because yesterday the presser also, it was said that there were about 400 drones from Leh to Sir Creek. So Sir Creek is also here, in Kutch. So we'll definitely have to see how many drones were intercepted last night and engaged. So besides that, also there have been many guidelines that have been put in place in the state, because this state not only shares land borders with Pakistan, but also has a coastline, a very vast coastline, over 2,000 kilometer long. So we definitely will have, we are observing that there is a continuous boat patrolling that is being done. The Coast Guard, the Navy, the Marine Police, the Marine Task Force commandos, everything is in place. All precautionary measures being taken, specifically when fishermen have been asked not to venture into the sea. They have also been, they are not being provided new tokens to go in the sea. Most of the boats have been called back. They've also been advised to immediately report any foreign or any doubtful boat that they see, any doubtful person that they see in the area, especially near the ports. Yesterday we were at the Jakhau port. We did see a number of fishermen who had brought back their boats, and they were anchoring them at the port. Many ports have also been closed. We know airports have been closed. So all precautionary measures are in place. Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke to the Gujarat Chief Minister. He did take a stock of the situation and preparedness as well. And the Chief Minister of Gujarat last night was also constantly monitoring the situation, especially near the border areas. He did also ensure that all the hotlines and the communication satellites and everything is working properly, so that there is no snap of communication. Besides, the health department has also been put on alert, in case of any untoward incident or any emergency. So, and not only this, up till 15th of May, drones have been banned. Bursting of firecrackers has been banned in Gujarat. Looking at the situation, so no drone zone in Gujarat till 15th of May. No bursting of crackers. That has been the guidelines have come out. So currently we see the whole preparedness is there. Last night, as villagers also tell us that there have been drone sightings, we'll definitely have to wait for an official confirmation to actually understand the severity, the kind of offences and the kind of engagement that our forces have done.
Definitely, we'll have to wait and see. We'll wait for the presser. Meghna, did you have a word with people there? What are they saying?
Yes, we did speak to the fishermen. They were definitely of the thought that because maybe a week ago the weather in Gujarat was not that good, so most of the boats had come back already. And this is almost their last season. After this, generally during June and July, there are cyclonic storms and winds, and the situation is not as good to venture into the sea. So most of them do not venture into the sea for fishing in June and July. So the season, the off season has come a little early for them because of the security situation. But most of the villagers tell us that they have been trained for blackouts. They are being told not to panic. They have been asked to stay alert. Besides, we also do see that Kutch, especially people in Kutch, are very resilient. They have seen a lot of, not only we can say security situations, but also they have seen natural disasters. So they know what compliance means. So they are very strictly following it.
Correct.
Yesterday we were, going around many villages. So they had also asked our headlights of our vehicles to, turn them off, and then actually fly around only with parking lights. So these are small things which have been very strictly being followed. We definitely see people are complying, everything to the T. So that actually, clearly paints a picture that how resilient people are here, and they actually know what the situation is, especially near the border areas.
All right, Meghna, we'll get back to you, but as of now, we leave it there. Drones have been sighted last night at 26 locations ranging from the Jammu and Kashmir to Gujarat along both the international border and the line of control with Pakistan. In Pathankot district of Punjab, the shelling by Pakistan left some traces of gunpowder on the roofs, and some damage was also reported. Amid soaring tension between India and Pakistan, drone debris shells were found in Mughlani Kot village, Amritsar, Punjab. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Friday chaired a high-level meeting with all three service chiefs of Army, Air Force and Navy in New Delhi amid escalating India-Pakistan tension. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and National Security Advisor Ajit Doval were also present in the meeting. Amid escalating tensions between India and Pakistan, the Ministry of Home Affairs on Friday asked the states and union territories to exercise emergency powers under civil defence rules to ensure effective implementation of essential precautionary measures. Referring to the civil defence rules, the MHA in a letter said that the rules empowers the states to take certain measures deemed necessary for the protection of people and properties from damage or for ensuring the due maintenance of vital services in the event of a hostile attack. It added that the funds of the local authority will be applicable to the payment of the charges and expenses incidental to such compliance, and priority shall be given to such compliance over all other duties and obligations of the local authority. The government is putting all out efforts to ensure foolproof functioning of emergency systems and availability of essential services. Moreover, in Gujarat, Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel held a high-level meeting in Gandhinagar on Friday to review state's alertness. The meeting focused on assessing the state's preparedness, particularly in sensitive border and coastal regions. Senior officials from the Home Department, Disaster Management Authority and State Police briefed the Chief Minister on ongoing coordination efforts, emergency response mechanisms and security deployments in the light of the heightened threat environment. In view of the prevailing situation on the international border, Minister of State for Home announced a statewide ban on firecrackers and drones at all public and private events until May 15. New Delhi Chief Minister Rekha Gupta held a meeting with senior health officials of the Delhi government hospitals on Friday. The meeting was held to review emergency preparedness in the light of the tensions between India and Pakistan. Gupta directed the senior officials of various hospitals to ensure that all medical facilities remain fully prepared. She also instructed all government hospitals in Delhi to immediately establish fully equipped emergency wards, formulating SOPs, conducting mock drills and advanced stockpiling of supplies. A barrage of coordinated disinformation has been carried out by certain social media handles in general and mainstream media in particular in Pakistan, with the sole objective to instill fear among the Indian masses. The psychological warfare has been actively debunked for the last few weeks. False information is being spread on social video, with the video shared on social media, which is claiming that India has carried out drone attack on Nankana Sahib Gurudwara. The fact-check unit in a social media post debunked the reports, saying the video is completely fake and such content is created to spread communal hatred. The Press Information Bureau's fact-check unit on Saturday debunked misinformation circulating on social media, falsely claiming that a cyber attack by Pakistan has caused 70% of India's electricity grid to become dysfunctional. The Press Information Bureau's fact-check team confirmed that the post is fake. The fact-check unit of the Press Information Bureau debunked yet another fake claim, stating that temporary closure of services on Delhi-Mumbai airline route. In a post on X, the fact-check unit said that the claim is fake. The Airports Authority of India has extended the temporary closure of 25 segments of air traffic service routes within the Delhi and Mumbai flight information regions due to operational reasons. The Press Information Bureau on Friday debunked another fake video circulated by Pakistani X handles, which falsely claimed that an Indian post was destroyed by the Pakistani army. This video is old and not related to any activity post Operation Sindoor. The video was originally uploaded on YouTube on 15th of November 2020. The fact-check unit of the Press Information Bureau has debunked another false claim, this time regarding alleged explosions at Jaipur Airport. The PIB shared an official clarification from the District Collector and Magistrate of Jaipur, refuting the viral video that falsely claimed explosions were heard at the airport. According to PIB Fact Check, the video circulating with the caption "Explosions can be heard at the Jaipur Airport" is completely fake. The Airports Authority of India, or AAI, along with relevant aviation authorities, has issued a series of notices to airmen or NOTAMs, announcing the temporary closure of 32 airports across northern and western India for all civil flight operations. The closure, effective until May 15th, is due to operational reasons. The affected airports include key air bases such as Adampur, Bhuj, Amritsar, Srinagar, Uttarlai and Jammu. Most of these airports are located in Gujarat, Rajasthan, Punjab and Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. Meanwhile, Delhi's Indira Gandhi International Airport has resumed normal operations and issued a fresh advisory for passengers amid heightened security measures. Directorate General of Civil Aviation (DGCA) on Saturday issued an advisory to airlines on providing proper communication and in-flight catering services to passengers, as international flights are having longer flying time due to the Pakistan airspace closure. Passengers are advised to stay updated through their respective airlines, follow all hand baggage and check-in luggage rules, and arrive early to allow extra time for security checks. Authorities also urge travelers to cooperate with airline and security staff for a smooth travel experience. There are significant rerouting of international and regional flights, increased block times compared to scheduled durations, and possibility of technical halts en route for operational or fuel requirements. The advisory further emphasizes the importance of relying only on official updates from airlines or the Delhi airport website and avoiding the circulation of unverified information. All right, and DD India's Akshay Dongre joins us live from New Delhi. Hi, Akshay. There have been reports that there is a heavy damage inside the Pakistan territory, but the official information is yet to come.
Well, as of now, we can report according to sources that multiple air bases have been hit by the Indian Armed Forces. Now, we are not calling it an army operation, air force operation or navy operation, because every armed forces is now working in close coordination and synchronization. Now, the theaterization of all of these armed forces, and for the benefit of our viewers, it means that all of the armed forces will work in close coordination as one unit, and that is called theaterization, which was envisioned by late General and Chief of the Army Staff, General Bipin Rawat, and was implemented by the Modi government, and that has now been put into action as far as the joint operations are concerned. So the Indian Armed Forces have hit at least 2 air bases. One is in Rawalpindi and one is in Rahim Yar Air Base. Rahim Yar Khan Air Base also has been hit according to sources, and it has been hit beyond repair. Now that is what reports are coming in. Even the officials of Pakistan are now tweeting and putting these informations on social media. So the entire mirage that was created by the Pakistani army, that they are very, very capable of thwarting any Indian attack, or that the drone attack that was successful was because they allowed it to, has once again been exposed. So the Pakistani army, the military establishment, the intelligence, or the government, the elected government, or rather, let's not call it an elected government, because the elected government was pushed away by the Pakistani military of Imran Khan. He is in jail right now. So the civil government right now also is clueless on how to respond. India did give a chance to de-escalate yesterday, especially. There were no fresh strikes from India, and that was despite the tensions on day before yesterday evening. So India did give an easy way out for Pakistan to leave this conflict and go with the kind of damages it had received, lick its wound probably. But Pakistan has chosen another direction. So we can safely say that the Indian Armed Forces will be responding appropriately too. So the situation is tense, Siddharth, at the borders. However, the brave armed forces are responding adequately. In fact, more than adequately, inflicting heavy damage on especially Pakistani air bases, because from here only Pakistan is trying to operate its aircraft and operations. But one thing that has been quite surprising for Pakistan, especially in the last few years, is the fact that India doesn't even need airports specifically to operate our flights. We have already demonstrated to the world the capabilities of the Indian Armed Forces of being able to land anywhere, especially the expressways. So it is an unlimited target for the Pakistani, that it just cannot come around as far as strategy is concerned. So they are confused right now. They do not know
what to do, especially the action by the Indian Air Force and the Indian Army is concerned. The Indian Navy also remains on high alert. So there is a synchronization that is going on. So we will wait and watch how the Indian forces respond, because the way Indian armed forces have hit Pakistan, they remain clueless on how to respond. Neither they have the capabilities nor they have this strategy to come around how India has encircled. There are also reports coming in of people questioning the government, the opposition targeting the government, and while India remains united, fragments and tectonic shifts have already appeared in Pakistani military as well as civil government.
Indeed, Akshay. Akshay, a country whose economy is in shambles, who's giving state funerals to terrorists, who's continuously trying to attack India, and in response to that, India is thwarting all the attempts made by Pakistan. What can you make out of that country? I'm completely out of words here. But the very fact is this, for our viewers who've just tuned into DD
Well, absolutely.
India.
That is what we have to say, Siddharth, that the situation is tense. Pakistan is a rogue state. The world knows it. And, there is no reason to, once again go into deep to understand how Pakistan works, because it works the same way as it has worked since 1947. It's a rogue state. It uses terrorists, it uses militants against democratic government because it has to quell inside ruptures that are there in Pakistani society. It's a society that has been formed on a false belief. It has no nationality of its own. It's trying to unite itself behind the army and the armed forces of the country on communal lines especially. So the society remains fragmented with minorities being tormented by the Punjabi majority of that is the most dominant as far as the political affairs are concerned, or the military as well.
All right, Akshay, I'll get back to you, but as of now, we'll leave it there. Thank you. Well, just an official handle of Jammu Frontier Border Security Force in a social media post informed that on 9th of May 2025, from about 2100 hours, Pakistan opened fire on BSF posts in Jammu sector without any provocation. BSF is responding in commensurate manner, causing widespread damage to posts and assets of Pakistan Rangers along the international boundary. Our resolve to protect India's sovereignty is unshaken. All right, we've been joined by our correspondent Lakshay Arya from Jaisalmer. Lakshay, to begin with, I would like to ask you, what is the situation there right now?
Currently, the red alert has been issued to Badmer and high alert has been issued to the Jaisalmer. Yesterday night, the Pakistan again tried to have drone attacks in the Jaisalmer and some parts of the Badmer as well. But with the air defense system of India, the well air defense system, the Pakistan was not able to fulfill its what it was planning to. All of the drone attacks were neutralized and intercepted by the Indian air defense system S-400. The more important thing is new advisory has been issued right in these districts, in the Jaisalmer. Now the school colleges and along with that the upcoming examinations has been postponed. Important is the coming up examination of the nursings and MBBS has been postponed till the further notice. The exam was scheduled to be organized from 15 May, but now as per the advisory, the MBBS and nursing exam has been postponed till the further notice. Also importantly, the 5 important airports of the Rajasthan has been suspended. The operation has been suspended till the further notice. Whether I talk about the Kishangarh Airport, Badmer, Jaisalmer, Jodhpur and Bikaner, all of these airports has been suspended. The normal operations of these airports has been suspended till the further notice. Earlier, the deadline and the advisory was of 10th May. earlier with the local administration and the AAI has informed that till 10th of May these airport will not entertain any passenger flights, but now the extension and the suspension has been increased and raised till the 14th May. So till the 14th May, these airports will be suspended from normal operations. Also, right in these border districts of the Jaisalmer and Bardmer, additional deployment of the doctors, resident doctors, has been issued. The order has been issued regarding the deployment of additional doctors, resident doctors. 336 resident doctors has been asked to deploy in these border districts with the health department of Rajasthan. Yesterday night, the health department has a high-level meeting and asked the drug control committee for the check over the oxygen, the medical equipments, as well as asked them to deploy 336 resident doctors on an immediate basis. Along with that, I want to inform you that an important advisory from the local administration has been issued to the residents, to the local people of the Jaisalmer, of the Bardmer, that if you find any suspicious article, any suspicious object, or any damaged part of a drone or a missile or anything, you need to inform the local administration, you need to inform the police ASAP. They have been told to not to panic, but to inform the police and the military or the local administration, or if you find any officers nearby, they have been asked to inform that officers or the police ASAP, as soon as possible. Also, the police and local administration is taking over the charge and doing the regular patrolling over the villages, over the remote area as well, because after the shelling and after a drone attacks last night, which the Indian defense system neutralized, but some damaged part of the drone and some another damaged part of the military articles have been found in some remote areas and remote villages of the Jaisalmer and the Bardmer. Hence, looking over the situation, the local administration has issued the advisory to the resident, to the locals, to the villagers, to inform the police and the local administration or any officer if they found nearby to regarding that suspicious article or the object.
All right, Lakshay, thank you so much. We'll leave it there. And news just coming in. Pakistan's blatant escalation with drone strikes and other munitions continues along our western borders. In one such incident today at approximately 5 a.m., multiple enemy armed drones were spotted flying over Khasa Cant, Amritsar. The hostile drones were instantly engaged and destroyed by our air defense units. Pakistan's blatant attempt to violate India's sovereignty and endanger civilians is unacceptable. Indian Army will thwart enemy designs. All right, and this is the latest, the breaking that we are getting for you. Pakistan's blatant escalation with drone strikes and other munitions continues along our western borders. In one such incident today at approximately 5 a.m., multiple enemy armed drones were spotted flying over the Khasa Cant, Amritsar. The hostile drones were instantly engaged and destroyed by our air defense units. Pakistan's blatant attempt to violate India's sovereignty and endanger civilians is unacceptable. Indian Army will thwart enemy designs. All right, and DD India's Akshay Dongre joins us live on this. Akshay, again, the more you say, the more they will do, but they will not say, they will not apologize at any cost. They were given a chance. Pakistan was given a chance by India, but they will resort to their own ways, and which is going fail with each attempt they are making because of our armed forces. Like you were mentioning a while back, that our armed forces, yes.
Siddharth, what we are seeing as far as the news is concerned is that the ADGPI, which is the official handle of the Indian Army, has given information that drones, and that too armed drones, are now being sighted in near Jammu, and those drones have been neutralized, they have been downed. But this is a dangerous escalation that has been done by the Pakistani army. They are sending their obsolete and at times Turkish drones that they have procured. So that is a major escalation as well, and Pakistan has also in a way dragged the entire region into tension with the ambition of one man. So reminding our viewers that why all of this is happening. The general of Pakistani army, Asif Munir, had a tenure till only November. So in hopes and in ambition of getting an extension of about 2 to 3 years, it seems that first Pahalgam was attacked, and then Pakistan doesn't want to de-escalate because the Pakistani army can only remain in charge if there is a war happening. So clearly that's the ambition of one war that is leading to devastation of Pakistan now. The name of Asim Munir will be written in history as a man who destroyed Pakistan for his personal agenda and ambitions. But for the benefit of our viewers and for the safety of them, the Indian Army remains on guard. We will not give any operational information. We will not give any strategic information that we are receiving as far as these operations are concerned or the kind of weaponry that are being used. But the country can rest assured that we are fully equipped, fully funded and fully prepared to counter any attack or any capability that Pakistan has. So the situation, while remains tense, it is being successfully and very, very valiantly being thwarted by the Indian Armed Forces.
Definitely, Akshay. So apart from the fake propaganda, there is a personal propaganda also going within the state.
Well, absolutely. There is always a personal propaganda that is happening inside Pakistan. The military always is looking for options to take over the country. We saw this during the time of Parvez Musharraf when he overthrew Nawaz Sharif government. Then we saw Nawaz Sharif government also could not complete its tenure. Then Imran Khan was elected. He also could not complete his tenure. He was trying to take power away from the army for the first time in the history of Pakistan. He is now in jail. So what does it tell you? It's a failed terror state that is being funded by countries and organizations such as IMF and World Bank, because it itself does not have any product, it itself does not have any expertise, but terrorism and terrorists that it can train, that it uses to blackmail countries and extort money from them.
All right, Akshay, we leave it there. That's all for this edition of DD India News Hour. But let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India News Hour.